Alright, hey, Hades Omega here, and so I'm shooting a how-to video on how to change the rear brake pads on a KLX140, alright? This is more specifically the KLX140L, but it should work on the smaller KLX and the KLX140G and the F model, whatever, you know, any KLX model. I think they use the same brakes, okay? So it's time for me to change my brake pads, and I realized the book doesn't really have a good instructions to do it, so I'm gonna make this video. All right. I've modified the front of my bike with KX suspension and brakes, so I can't do a KLX 140 video on that, but I can on the rear. All right. So let's go and do it. All right. So what you're gonna need is you need one of these guys. All right, a C clamp. All right. This one is a 6-inch C clamp. All right. This is the one I use for doing all my brake jobs. Some anti-seize compound would be good, alright? And then obviously you're going to need the brake pads, alright? So these are the brake pads I'm using. Let's take a closer look at them. They're EBC brake pads, alright? They're the FA84R pads, okay? Good brake pads, alright? Hades Omega recommends them. Alright, so let's go install them. Okay, I thought there might be a way easier way to do this with it mounted on the bike, but it's probably best to just take the caliper off, guys. It'll save you a lot of headaches. It's not very difficult at all, and I will give you all the torque specs. Okay, I know this is 18 because I take it off all the time, guys. So mine has a 5mm Allen head bolts. Yours will probably have 6mm. I lost these at a race recently, and I had to just throw these in there, and they worked. Okay, so let's remove this guy. Okay, and then there's another one right here. Okay. Okay, I'll use the T-handle to take the rest out. Come on, you know you want to come out. Come on. There you go. Okay, there's two. Alright, then you can just lift your caliper right off. Alright, as you can see, oh yeah, so the brakes are like, how you know the brakes are worn out? Well, this was like, the rear brake wasn't working at all, guys. And there's like not a lot of pads left, as you can see. When we get them off, we'll take a look, alright? But, so this one was just was dangling around. It wasn't doing nothing, alright? The other one was kind of tight, but this one, no, alright? So that's how you know it's in bad shape, okay? Alright, yours won't have this little groove here. Like I said, my caliper fell off, and that's because of that. Okay, and then what you want to do is you're going to want to push the piston back in while the pads are in there. All right, so I guess you could take them out too, but I'm going to do it while they're in there. Okay, so go ahead and take your C clamp. Okay, and line it up with the piston as best as you can. So I'm trying to do here. Okay, should be good. And then push the piston back. Okay, push the piston back in. All right, it goes in quite nicely. All the way. Okay. I'll back it off and remove the C-clamp. Okay. Now what you're going to want to do is remove these pins. Maybe we should have removed them earlier. You can always just put it back in. So I probably should have removed these first, but I'll put this back in real quick. No problem. But if you take the caliper out, it's a lot easier to push the piston back in, guys. Okay, just temporarily tighten these guys up so you can remove this guy. Okay. Okay. Oh, why? All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and remove the bolts again. That was just to keep it from rotating, guys. You could probably use an impact gun to take it out too. You can have it in there. So I was just showing you how you could do it without power tools, guys. Okay. And it's a 5mm. Take it back out. Take the pins out. Okay, I'll take this one out first. Alright. Take the other one out second. It's a little stuck. Uh-oh. That's probably why it doesn't work. It's bent. I think my pin is bent. It's not one. The other one came out nicely. It should just come right out, but it's not. Hold on. Okay, one of the pads already fell out, but so if it's not coming out, just get a pry bar and then pry on the pin. All right. Oh my god. So I need to put some kind of lube on that. Okay, pads come out. I'm just gonna pry the rest out. I think it's bent. Ugh. Oh boy. There we go. Okay, and this little metal backing came out with it. Can't believe this goes in there like that. Alright guys. Don't lose this. Okay, so you probably want to inspect these pins. I'm not gonna lie, I should probably change these pins out, right? They're grooved here, and then there's like some kind of gash right here. Okay, I think that's from when my brake caliper fell off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna polish this up, okay, and then get it as clean as I can, and then in the future I'm gonna want to replace that. Okay, so if yours looks like mine, replace them. Okay. We'll put some anti-seize compound on this. Okay, I'm going to take a wire wheel and clean these up, alright, as best I can. This is just basic periodic maintenance is what it says in the book, right? You can see all that dust and stuff is coming off. Yeah. You want to take all that dust and rust off. Oh my god. Alright, you get the picture? Just try to make them look as good as new. Alright. Okay, this is what it looks like after wire wheeling it. Alright, they look pretty good. Pretty smooth. So now I'm going to take out this burr here, okay? Okay, I just took the grinder, alright, and I just smoothened it out a bit, okay? So, because you don't want the pads getting hung up on there. That's why it wouldn't come out of the bore. So, okay, and then so chances are, if your bike is newer, you probably won't have this problem. Okay, but let's put them back in. Let's see if they go in nicely. Okay, that one goes in nicely. Okay, that one goes in nicely too. Okay, looks good. Should come out nice and smooth. Not like it was before. Okay, not bad. Okay, make sure there's a clip in there. Just make sure that stays in there. Okay, that's a spring clip. Okay, I'm going to take this wire brush here, and I'm just going to clean inside here a little bit, like where the pads touch. So it's got a nice clean surface to mount on. Okay, and the face of the piston here, it's a little rusty, so knock some of that rust off. Okay, looks good. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a service on the quick service on the caliper. So there's a plug right here, and what we're gonna do is lubricate the pins, or we're gonna inspect them and then see if they need lubrication. So that reveals a bolt right here. All right, and it's a 6mm, guys. Okay, I'm gonna use the impact gun to take it out. If you don't have an impact gun, just bolt the caliper back onto the bracket. Okay, we're gonna go take the, I'm gonna put the caliper back on so we can get this bolt out. Okay, I'll use a breaker bar to take it out. I don't know why I don't want to come out. There we go. That was stuck in there. Okay, so it should you should be able to just take it out right now. Oh, we gotta take the caliper out. All right, take the caliper back out. Yeah, the impact gun wouldn't take that out, man. I don't know why. That was in there. Okay, take this back out. All right, chances are if your bike is pretty new, you probably don't have to do this. My bike is more than 10 years old, so. And I ride it the piss out of it, so should probably take better care of it. Hey, Omega. Okay, you should be able to remove the this bracket now, the sliding bracket. Okay, and see how there's no lube in there. That's bad. Okay. All right, you want to take this pin, take the pin out as well. This one seems like it's good. It still moves. What you want to do is pull the seal, all right, up over this kind of lip here, so you can pull the pin out. Okay. There we go. Okay. And the whole pin comes out. Bam. All right. This one looks like it's okay. There's no grease on it too, man. Yeah, dude. There's a little bit of grease. I can feel it, you know. Just a teeny tiny bit, man. There should be more grease than that, okay? Yeah. All right. All right, so what you're gonna want to do is try to clean out the bore as much. If there's any dirt in there, try to clean it out as best as you can. All right. And this one, yeah, try to clean it out with a Q-tip or something. And this guy, make sure you clean this guy up. All right, so it's already pretty clean. Just kind of clean it off with something, a napkin or something, or a wire brush. All right, for this one, there was still some grease on it. I just removed the old grease with a napkin, and then it should be good to go. Okay. Okay, just make sure it's nice and shiny and clean. This one's gonna take a little more work. I think this one got contaminated. And also, if these are ripped, if the boots are ripped, replace them, okay, guys? So go to your local Kawasaki dealer, or look up get parts. Go to your parts dealer and have them get you this stuff, okay? But they look like they're fine on mine, so I'm gonna reuse them, okay? So now I'm gonna wipe off all the old grease and dirt and stuff off of this pin. This one looks like it was contaminated, so it's not as clean. So what I'm gonna do is get the wire brush and wire brush it clean, okay? Alright, this is a lot more work than I bargained for. Okay, make sure it has a nice clean place to put the new lubricant on. Okay, that should be good. Okay, next thing you want to do is get these orifices clean, alright, as much as possible. Just try to scoop out as much of that old grease as you can. This one's not too hard. You can probably stick a napkin in there. It's pretty clean in there actually. Yeah, so probably get a napkin, shove it in there, just go to town on it. Okay, I think that should be good. And then we've got this one right here. Okay, so how is this going here? This one I'm just going to take the Q-tip, go in there, clean it out as best as I can. Okay, you can see the grease in there is not, it's not greasy anymore, alright? It's like dirty, okay? There's a lot of dirt in there. It's very dry. Ooh. Probably don't want to get too much of this cotton stuff in there too. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is grease this puppy up. I've got some brake caliper grease right here. Alright, you can get this at your local auto parts store. Alright, you should put it on all the moving parts. So we're just going to put it on this pin here. Goop it up real good. Okay, try and get the whole pin. The grease will also help protect it, dirt and water and stuff from getting in here. All right, that's it. Ooh, what is this clear stuff coming out? Okay. Slide that puppy back on. Okay, if there's some I know if there's a lot of grease coming out of it, a little bit's okay. You don't want a whole lot. Actually, what you might want to do is take it back out and see how. Oh, it's all gone. Like it just took all of the grease, guys. All right, but you don't want to put too much in there. Okay. So I'm gonna put more grease on it. Just took all that grease that, or just wicked it off. All right, I'll put it back in. Okay, I want to clean all that excess grease off. It's a lot. I think it's just coming out. It might be better just to shove it in there, but just work it in there, work it in and out, you know. It doesn't go in there very tight. I think this rubber seal is not very good, guys. Okay, but it should be nice and smooth now. Okay, let's leave that hanging there, and then we're going to grease up this bolt next. Okay. So you're going to want to. This one is probably big enough where I can get it in there. Okay. just make sure there's grease in there. Grease the bolt up. Alright, in the middle section where it slides the most. Okay. Okay. We're going to put this bolt back in. Okay, there's a seal back there. Alright, just make sure you cover the seal. Stick the bolt back in. Okay, it should go in nice and smooth like it is right now. Okay, I don't have my wrench handy, but okay, then you're gonna just tighten this back up. There's a hole in it. That's why. Oh, great. I needed new rubber parts for this. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure that bolt is in there nice and snug. They don't give you a torque spec for this. This is funny. Alright. Okay. Okay. And then so see, there's the, what a mess this is. I'll try to clean up all that excess grease. There's that thingy right there, the groove. All right, pull it out till it goes in the groove. All right, the seal. Who would have thought this one is leaking? The other one is not leaking, but okay. So when you pull it out, the rubber, you should see the rubber stick to it. Okay, because it's in that groove. Okay, push it all the way in. Oh man. Okay. Okay, anyway, my boot is punctured, so I'm gonna replace that at a later date. I don't have another one. Okay, so who would have thought? Though, you know, the one that actually had grease in it is actually the one with the bad seal. Go figure. Okay, but for now, it's okay. Alright, so just wipe off all that excess grease. Okay, oh, gross. Not fun, guys. Okay, if there's a little bit of grease, it's okay, but if there's a lot, you don't want that. Alright, because the grease will attract the dirt and stuff. Okay. Okay, put this guy back in, the plug. Okay, and then now we're ready to install the brake pads. Alright, so you're going to want to push this guy all the way in. Okay, I'm going to take our brake pads out of the package. Okay, this one. Okay, they look like they're the same, so you can install them on any side, guys. So don't worry about what side is what. Alright, so this was the back one before. Alright, just see how there's a mark for that metal plate. Go ahead and copy that. Alright, so this should be, whoop whoop, I got it upside down. Okay, okay, so find the pad that was on the other one. All right, that was on the piston. All right, you can tell there's an indentation from the piston there. All right, you can see that this used to be like this. Okay, guys, so just copy that, put it on the new one like that. Okay, and that one's going to go on the inside. Okay, what you might want to do, so that sticks on there nicely. Let's go put some of that caliper grease on the back of this. Okay. Put the backing plate on there. Okay, that'll help it stay on there too. Okay, and then maybe you want to add just a teeny tiny bit. Okay. Whatever you do, don't get this grease on the pad, okay? Alright, and then you're going to want to stick the caliper up in there. Alright, and you might have to push it up. And then go grab the other one. Okay, just like that. Go grab your pin. Okay, before you put these back. Oh, dude, that's a lot. It's too much. Grease up this pin. Okay, maybe not that much, but. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put pin back in. Alright, and it should go through the brake pad. Okay, there's one. Put this in this away. Okay. Go ahead and tighten that a little bit. Alright, and I'm going to go put the other one in. Okay, it should go through the other ones. They shouldn't. You should be able to tug on the pad and it won't fall out, okay? Go ahead and tighten that real quick. Okay, we'll tighten it. We'll snug it later. Alright, and then what you're going to want to do is open the pads up, alright? So move the outer pad to the outside to where it's touching this, okay? And then you're going to want to put it back, alright? Okay, I'm going to do it from this angle so you guys can... You just want to get the... obviously, you want to get the pads in between. You want to get the rotor between the pads. Alright, there you go. Plenty of space. Alright, now go ahead and put your bolts back in. Oh, okay, here. Before you put these bolts back in, alright guys, I suggest you put some thread locker on this, okay? Some blue thread locker will be just fine, alright? So, put some thread locker on it. Okay, that way they won't back out. It'll be all bad. Okay, go ahead and put that back in. Okay, I'm going to lift up on the caliper a little bit to get the hole aligned. Okay, there we go. There's one. Okay, I'm going to goop this one up. Okay, so what I'm doing is making sure that the caliper threads line up. Okay, there we go, I felt it. Tighten that. Okay, now we're going to go torque everything. Okay, caliper mounting bolts are 18 foot-pounds. Alright, there you go. Okay. Oh, I like the bigger bolts better. Okay, double check. Okay, the brake pad bolts are 17 Newton meters. Okay, guys, 17 Newton meters. All right, or if you're working in pounds, it's 13 foot-pounds. Okay, guys. For lower torques, I like to use Newton meters. So I'm going to torque it to 17 Newton meters. Okay. Wow. Okay, double check. Okay, and that should be good. Alright, and I think we're done. All we got to do is seat the pads. Alright, so to do that, we're just the next thing we're going to do is we're going to push on the brake pedal to put brake pressure on it. Alright. Okay, it should go all the way down. Then keep on pumping it. Oh, there we go. Until you get brake pressure. Okay. And then what you might want to do is spin the wheel. Hit the brakes. Okay. Alright, here we go. It works. And then when you let go, it should still spin. Okay, if it doesn't, there's something wrong. Okay, that's actually pretty good. That spins really nicely. I'm surprised. Okay, so if we're done doing the brakes, and if you notice after that there's no bubble in here, that's bad. Okay, you want to have a little bubble in here. All right. So what that means is maybe I'd probably topped it off with brake fluid when the pads are worn out or something, okay? There was a little bubble in here before, and now there's not, all right? There should be a bubble like right where my fingernail is, all right? See? So what we're gonna do is open this up, all right? And ask, oh, you know what? If you have, just because I'm a nice guy, because I'm gonna replace the brake line right soon after this, so I don't really care. You wanna have a little bubble in there, all right? So you have a little room for the brake fluid to expand, okay? If you don't, the pressure could build up too much in there, and then it could it'll lock up your brakes. All right, ask me how I know that. Ask me how I know that. Not this bike, but another bike of mine had that problem on the racetrack. Okay, you want to make sure this reservoir is clean too when you remove it. This cap, it's pretty clean. So. Oh my God, it's like rusted. It's not good. Okay, take the cap off. You can see I need to change the brake fluid on this. That's another video, guys. Okay, and then what you want to do is, I've got the bike on a stand right now, so that's probably what you want to do. Keep it on a stand. All right. If you got a straw handy, all right, like, you know, like you get from like a restaurant and stuff, okay? There's different ways to do this, all right? But this is one way I found out how to do at the racetrack, all right? Cut a little piece of straw. Okay, what you want to do is cut a piece of the straw off, all right? Probably like 3 inches or something, all right? And then stick it in there and hold your finger over the top, all right? And then that should suck the brake fluid out. All right, and just keep on doing that. Oh, yeah, there, see? It's working. Okay, see that? It's a little racetrack trick I learned. Oh, Grace. There's a lot of brake fluid in there. Yeah, there's no bubble showing up. Keep on going. Oh, alright guys, man. Hey, I would... Okay, see there's a bubble in there now? Alright. I'm gonna suck out a little bit more. Alright, okay. That's fine. Keep on going. Okay. And, you know what? Maybe that's fine. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Alright, you want a bubble in there, and you want the bubble to be like halfway. Okay, guys? That should do it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna clean out these bolts. They're all rusty and stuff. All right, I gotta change the brake fluid on this. This brake fluid is kind of doo-doo. Yeah, just go ahead and clean these bolts up. Kind of nasty. Check that out. Okay, make sure this is nice and clean before you put it back on. Just clean around where it seals. Okay. Wipe around here. Okay. I think it goes this this way. Okay, put that back on. Okay, this is the one that I cleaned. I'm gonna finish cleaning this one up. Okay, it's a miracle this bike still runs. Hayesmaker's not taking the best care of it. Okay, all right. Put the bolts back in. Okay, and then so definitely throughout the brake pad's life, you're gonna want to inspect this window because it's gonna start going down. Okay, guys. If it gets below the glass, then you want to add some. Okay. But always make sure there's a bubble in there. All right. Okay, don't make it too tight. I know they added bolts on here, but there's a reason they have screws on the top. Okay. One last wipe. Okay, that should be good. I'm gonna have to get back in there anyways, but yeah. There we go. Alright. Okay, and with that, that is how you replace the rear brake pads on your KLX140. Alright, more specifically a KLX140L. Alright. And that's how you also service the caliper, okay? So you definitely want to check those pins out, all right? Every time you get in there, check them out, all right? One of my boots has a hole in it, so I'm going to have to replace it, all right? So at a later time, but I greased it back up and I stuck the pins back in there, okay? But yeah, you want to make sure those pins are nice and greased up so it's smooth, it's nice and smooth action and stuff. The last thing you want is your brake caliper to get stuck, okay? All right, when you go to press on it and your bike doesn't want to go anymore, yeah, that's all bad. All right, that's what could happen if you don't service those pins. Okay, yep, and that's it. Okay, yeah, definitely you want to take your bike out for a spin to see if it breaks. We did a little test on the stand, and it's just fine. Okay, and then definitely check your brake fluid reservoir out. All right, make sure the brake fluid level has a bubble in it. Okay. Preferably halfway down the window, all right? You want a bubble, all right? And then in the future, that's going to go down and down. You may have to fill it up again, okay? But just keep an eye on that throughout the brake pad's life, okay? But you definitely want to make sure that there's a bubble in there, okay, guys? Because if you have stainless steel lines, you have to worry about that, okay? But when this gets hot, on the stock brake lines, you're not going to have to worry about that all that much, all right? Because when the brake fluid gets hot, it doesn't expand as much, all right? Because the rubber lines, they expand, all right? But that's on another note, that's why your brake starts fading, okay? Because why you start losing brake pressure when the brakes get hot is because you don't have stainless steel lines, all right? The lines expand when they get hot, all right? If you have a stainless steel line, it won't do that, all right? And then that's when you have to worry about that problem I was talking about. If the fluid expands, it's got nowhere to go, all right? And the brake line doesn't expand, and then it just locks up the brake, okay? I had that happen to me on a bike, and you don't want that to happen. It's bad, okay? You can't really do anything until the brakes cool down, all right? So, okay, so that's it. I will put the torque specs in the description of the video. All right, there was only 2 of them. I think it was 18 foot-pounds and 17 newton meters. All right. Yeah. For the pin, they didn't have a spec for that, so I just make it tight. Okay. It's a pretty big bolt, anyways. I don't think you're gonna break it. Okay. Just make sure it's snug. All right. And that's it. I will put a link in the description where you can get these brake pads. If you're interested in buying these EBC pads, okay, I'll give you an Amazon link where I got them. All right, and yeah, they're pretty easy to install, but you definitely want to make sure every time you're doing, you're changing your brake pads, you're servicing your brake caliper also. Okay, just my bike. This is a 2011, so it's 2024 now, so you can do the math. It's about 13 years old now. All right, so it's a pretty old bike. So Hayesmaker's got to take better care of it now, all right? It's Kawasaki's run forever, but you know that not without proper maintenance. That's what I want to say, okay? So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of neglected that brake line, okay? I think I've probably done more work on the front brakes, all right? But I do use the rear brakes a lot when I'm at the racetrack, all right? Because this is a supermoto, so yeah. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope this was educational and entertaining. I apologize if it was kind of long. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was a lot more work than I bargained for. All right, just replacing the pads is easy, guys, but like surfacing the pins and everything and making sure everything is clean is what takes up the most time. Okay, but yeah, you want to make sure everything is good to go so you're ready to play out there. Okay. All right, here's Big Out. Okay, just in case you guys are wondering, the service limit for brake pads is 1 millimeter on the KLX. Okay, and if I take this, all right, I got the little tail shoved into there, I've got 1 millimeter. What do you know? All right, same thing with this one. Oh, this one's less. This one's 0.6. Let's try this one again. Oh, this one's 1. Yeah, well, this one's 1 and this one's 0.6. Okay. So that's uneven, kind of uneven pad wear. That's kind of normal, guys. Okay. But yeah. So both of these brake pads were at the service limit. All right. One of them was under. So yeah. And if you let them get that low, guys, your brakes don't work anymore. Okay. Because mine didn't work.